So today we'll be taking a look at another comic pack, which this one I hold in very high regard. It's probably one of the more iconic comic packs that was released around 2008, 2009-ish. And it is the Grand Admiral Thrawn and the Talon Karrde pack. Two very prominent characters in the expanding universe, and they are still, at least Thrawn is very popular today still. The Thrawn of the expanding universe and Thrawn that we see in Star Wars Rebels, for instance, they're actually not the same Thrawn. There's slight differences between the two, which we'll get into in a little bit. But first we'll take a look at the comic pack, or the comic book. And as I said, this is based off the Heir to the Empire books from the Thrawn trilogy, which I have, believe it or not, I have not read this trilogy yet. I've read the X-Wing series and a lot of the books surrounding this particular timeline, but I've not actually gotten to the Thrawn trilogy yet. I do know a lot of the characters in it and what happens throughout the book, but just have not gotten around to reading it, surprisingly. At this point, I think I've read probably 40 or 50 EU novels, and I've yet to do this one. So yeah, it's these comic packs were just small excerpts from various novels and other comic books that were released between the 90s and 2000s mostly. Miss seeing some of these advertisements for other action figures in the line. I don't have this Quinlan Voss or this character or either of these two packs. I might have that ARC Trooper. During this time in the comic pack era, we didn't get a whole lot of newness. It was more of repacks and repaints. So yeah, browse through this a little bit. Of course, at this time we have a Captain Pellaeon, which I do have a review of a custom Grand Admiral Pellaeon. A lot of good artwork. I really wish Hasbro would bring back the comic packs. I think this was some of the highlights of Star Wars action figure collecting. We got lots of very unique characters that probably wouldn't have been released otherwise. Unfortunately, too, there is a lot of canceled comic packs from the time. Few of them that comes to mind is there was supposed to be a No Gray Assassin and I believe a Lobaka that was supposed to be released at the time, but it never came to fruition. Another one was, and this one was actually printed on the back of the Darth Nil and the Delia Blue comic pack. It was supposed to be like a Snowspeeder Luke in a completely white outfit, and then it came with, I believe, what was supposed to be the Echo Base Han Solo, or what eventually became the Echo Base Han Solo, but was originally going to be something different from the vintage collection. So we have Mara Jade. That particular Mara Jade also got her own comic pack with a Luke. I do have that Mara Jade. Do not have the Luke or the comic book it came with, though. Of course, Talon Karrde there. So these, of course, what's on the back of Thrawn there is called the Salamari, which are force resistant. Thrawn used one of those to protect himself from force sensitives. Which we are getting one with the recently released comic pack Black Series Luke. And I do have that on pre-order. I should hopefully be expecting that soon. I really hope that the Salamary it comes with does work for Thrawn, the Black Series Thrawn. And yeah, that's basically the entire comic. So for the figures themselves, not a whole lot to look at. This is basically all you see. We'll take a look at Thrawn first. Like I said, probably one of the most iconic characters from the expanding universe. And this is a great action figure. Still the best Thrawn to date that we've gotten. And as I said, the expanding universe Thrawn is a little bit different from the Rebels Thrawn. The biggest difference is the Disney Thrawn has pupils, and as we see, the original did not. Has a glossy paint on his boots, nice bright white Grand Admiral uniform. And it's nice that they got the rank badge at least somewhat right. Only thing is it is a little short. He does stand a lot shorter compared to many of the other Imperial officers that we've gotten. I'm not sure what Thrawn's height was exactly, if he was short or tall or what, but I would assume he had somewhat of a powerful stature and a powerful presence in any room he went into. So his only accessory is the Salamary, which fits well around his neck. You can take it off, but unfortunately Thrawn has a little bit of a giraffe neck if you do that. So I always leave it with it on. I suppose we'll take a look at the Salamary itself real quick. It's just a sculpted piece, no articulation. It's very nice. So for the articulation for Thrawn, it is what we expect. Of course, we have the hinge around his neck there, which has a pretty good range of motion. He doesn't have a lot of hindrance on that, even with the Salamary around his neck. Hinge at the shoulder there, hinge at the elbow. Goes about 90 degrees. Swivel wrists, swivel waist, swivel hips, and then a hinge knee and a hinge ankle. Unfortunately, they didn't paint the ankle joint. But yeah, that's Thrawn. Very slick hairstyle as well. Next we have Talon Karrde. He is a smuggler. I do recall reading about his character more in the X-Wing series. I know he appears in various books in the expanded universe, especially back in the early to mid-90s. And I do know he does, I believe he originally appears in Heir to the Empire. He does work with Mara Jade, or Mara Jade actually goes to work for him after Return of the Jedi. And Corn Horn in the X-Wing series works with him a little bit as well, if I recall correctly. Not really a whole lot to say about the action figure. His only accessory is this pistol of his. Just a silver plastic piece there. Not a lot of detailing on it. I think it's a good action figure to have in the background though, for any Cantina display. I do hope to get a hold of the Navarro Cantina set at some point. And have Talon Karrde go with that display. Mostly just brown paint he has. Good sculpt for his hair. I'm not sure how well his pistol fits in his holster there. I still have the elastic band around and fortunately has not degraded yet. So articulation is same exact as Thrawn actually. His neck is okay. Again, his hair kind of hinders him a little bit, but you can get a somewhat good side-to-side position for his neck there. Hinge at the shoulder and at the elbow as well. Goes about 90 degrees. A swivel wrist, swivel waist, swivel hips, and then a hinged knee and a hinged ankle as well. But yeah, I'll give you one more look at Thrawn here. But again, not a whole lot to say about the pack. It's very basic. I'm glad we have it though. Like I said, this is the best Thrawn to date that we have until we get a TVC release, if that ever happens. And Talon Karrde, as far as I know, this is the only Talon Karrde action figure that we've ever gotten and probably will ever get. It's a fairly affordable pack. I've seen it go for the $40 to $60 range, I think. Not the most expensive compared to like the XR Coon and the Terrasaw packs, for example, or the Routine Valor Clone comic pack. But if you had to pick up only one Thrawn, this is definitely the one to get. But anyways, that's really all there is to say about this pack. I'm glad I own it, and I definitely would recommend it to you. Anyways, thanks for watching. If you have not already, please subscribe to the channel. I would love to hear your feedback in the comments of what you think of this review and any of my other ones. And stay tuned for more. And thanks for watching.